I know I've told the story about how I manifested my car before in the past, but I want to talk about it again because I don't think I really got into that much detail. So pretty much, I got into a car accident. My car was totaled. I was also totaled. I had broke my neck and my back. So I was also out of work. I didn't know when I'd be able to go back. I was in a neck brace. I couldn't really do much. So my car was totaled. And then pretty much after I got out of the hospital, I was on my phone looking for a new vehicle. I didn't really have anything in specific in mind, but I did know there's a few things I did want. I wanted a bigger vehicle, a compact SUV. I wanted low miles, and I wanted a used but newer vehicle. At least I wanted like a 2019 or up, preferably. And this was in 2023, the end of 2023. So I was looking online, I looked online until I pretty much found one. I was like, oh, okay, I love this. This is it. It was a 2020 GMC Terrain. I was like, I love this. One of the issues was I had money in my checking account, but I knew I needed to save that for my bills at home. So I was like, okay, I don't want to go get the car yet. I want to wait until I get my car, my check from my totaled car. So I had to wait on that. I had no idea when that was going to come in. I was getting workers' comp. I also had to wait for that to kick in too. I had to do all this paperwork for everything, so much paperwork. So pretty much I was getting workers' comp, but it was like 2/3 of my actual income from my actual job. So it wasn't a lot. And then I didn't, another thing is, I got it 2 weeks after my car accident. I got the car 2 weeks after my car accident. So I fell in love with the car 2 weeks before I was able to get it. You can tell how many people are interested in this vehicle online. It told me, and there was a lot. So another thing is this vehicle even going to be there when I actually get the money to go get it? But I knew it was mine. I knew it was mine. Just like if I had actually gone and got it and it was sitting in the driveway. I knew it was mine before it was mine in my reality. Like in my head, it was mine. In my reality, it was not. But no, I knew it was mine. So I was like, yeah, no, it's totally going to be there when I'm able to get the money. So I was not really worried about that, but that was a circumstance though. But I would just throw it off like, no, it's mine. It'll be there. So, my gosh. Okay, so 2 weeks comes around. It's there. My friend drives me. It's there. He test drives it for me. I fell in love with it. It drove great. It looked great. I was in love with it. I knew I wanted it. So the next circumstance was, am I even going to get approved? Because there was a lot of odds against me. I didn't have the best past with car payments. Like years before, I wasn't the best at making car payments on time consistently. I had a few issues. So, that was on my record also. And I knew that. And I knew that I didn't have a steady income. And that was the biggest circumstance. I looked at it. I fell in love with it. We were looking to see if I could get approved. They had gone through so many places. And they was like, we don't know if we're going to be able to get you approved. Mostly because you don't have a steady income. You are only receiving workers' comp, and places don't really look at that as a steady income you're receiving. So I was like, okay. So he pretty much told me, I don't know if we're going to be able to give you this car. And then he leaves to go talk to his boss. And I was like, all right, punch in the face, but okay. So I remember him leaving, and in my head, I just started affirming with conviction, this is my freaking car, and I am not leaving here without it. This is mine. Nobody else can have this freaking car. It is mine. There is no other option for me. I refuse to get a different one. I refuse to leave here without it. It's my car. And I just remember going over all of this in my head, I'm not leaving here without it. I was determined to get it. There was no telling me no in my head. This car was already mine. It had been mine for the past 2 weeks in my head. Even if it wasn't in my reality, in my head, it was mine. I was not about to leave without it. And so he comes back and he's like, we got you approved. And I was like, hell yeah. I already knew it was mine, even though The circumstances were thrown in my face. I chose to keep persisting, already having my desire, instead of being let down and being like, oh, okay, so I'm gonna have to go look at a different car. I'm not leaving with this one after all. What a bummer. No, I kept persisting that this was mine. I wanted it so bad. I was not about to leave with something else. That was it for me. There was literally no other option. There wasn't. That's what I wanted. That's what I got. And I knew it was mine. You couldn't tell me that was not my car. The past 2 weeks I had spent visualizing driving it, washing it, cleaning it, driving to work in it, driving my daughter around in it, driving her to school, like taking vacations in it. Like, that was my new baby. It was mine. So 2 weeks and I got my car that I wanted. It took 2 weeks and I was persistent as hell. So pretty much, even though the circumstances were thrown in my face, I kept persisting no matter what. Like, I didn't care what the 3D said. In my head, that baby was mine. And I know sometimes you're not always, like, in this situation for me, I knew it was mine. I didn't really have any doubts. I might have had one or two, but for the most part, I do remember, this was 2 years ago, so I don't remember everything exactly, but I do remember I knew this was my car. Yes, I might have had a doubt or two somewhere, but it was mine, and I got it. And it's okay if you don't believe your visualizations, your affirmations. It's okay if you don't believe you're going to get it. That's fine. But the important thing is to keep persisting until it shows up, until you do get it. Because eventually your subconscious mind is going to take it as fact. It will take it as fact. It took me having that car as fact until it showed up in my reality. So keep persisting with it. Stay determined. Stay persistent is literally the number one thing. Like, don't give up. Especially, like, if somebody tells you you can't have this, yes, I can. It's mine. What are you talking about? It's mine. You can't tell me no. That's exactly how I felt with that car. I don't care who you are. You're not telling me I can't have this. It's mine. So, just persist with it. Know it's yours. And that's it. You'll get it. Don't give up on it. That's all.